Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are here at the last song of In This Moment's album, Black Widow. We're at Ribcage, and it's 5 minutes, yeah. Like I mentioned the other one, it doesn't look like a lot of lyrics, but who knows how long that could be, and it's 5 minutes, so no surprise there. At this moment, I have no idea what to expect. I feel like there's going to be a little bit of repetitiveness, but again, we're not going to look at it that way. We're going to come at this from a fresh perspective as just the song isolated by itself, and we're going to have a good time. Because I've been having a good time with the last two songs especially. It was a different kind of good time with Out of Hell. That was a very sad, emotional song. And that was crazy, but it was still, musically, it was still a good time, for sure. So I don't see why we can't continue that trend here today with Ribcage. I got nothing else to say. Let's end this song with a bang. If you remember the last three songs of the Blood album, fucking Blood Legion, 1111, and Closer, fucking bangers all the way through the end. So let's see if we get a banger to end this one out or not. So this lyric seems scary. Let's go. Oh, no. I don't want to watch it later.
I don't know how I'll get through this. What's even happening? What did they find? My mother scared to say a word. My son screams silently. We're out of time. And I cannot accept this now. You say there's nothing that I can do to be the one to lead you through. And I fall shattering my knees. You're the only one that I see. You're the only one who knows. I pull you gently close to me. Lay your head down slow. I'm here, I say. Your body is growing tired. The wind blows quietly. For you, I pray. And I stare straight into your eyes. Tell you there's nothing you should fear. I promise your path will be clear. And I sing you a lullaby. Our spirits never die. Together, you and I will fly. Inside
Alright. Well, there you have it. That's the end of the album. Gotta say, I don't know if that's how I would have ended the album. But then again, I don't write music, so what the fuck do I know? It felt like a little bit of an unfitting end to this album. But maybe there's a reason. Maybe if we look at all the themes throughout this album, the repeating patterns and themes that they've had throughout this album, with just kind of, being cruel to others, unfairly saying hurtful things, to being sexually dominant and taking control away from people, and I don't know if I'd say I will rise above kind of thing. I'm trying to look for bones again. I feel like that might give me the clue to this other one I'm trying to find here. Just kind of fading away with someone, kind of thing. And this it's kind of been a lot of dark subject matter, kind of a lot of I'll say maybe unhappiness towards the current state of being, and just kind of things aren't always happy and things don't always end satisfyingly or fully fulfilled. I could be stretching for that, but maybe that's what they were going for. I don't know. Because honestly, I feel like if I'm looking back through all of these, I would say you either end with Out of Hell, and maybe these two are bonus tracks, and maybe that's how they did end it. Because maybe it is bonus track, and just one of them says bonus track. Because it is weird to have the 14th song be a bonus track and the 15th song not be a bonus track. So maybe it did end with Out of Hell. I'd say you either end with Out of Hell or the Fighter, for sure. So maybe they did. Well, anyways, but with that being said, let's look into what I wrote here. I don't know. I would say this song, just focusing on it as a song by itself, didn't really wow me. It didn't really hit me deep within. I wanted to say it was a disappointing end to the album, but I also wouldn't say that it was oh, this is how you end the album kind of thing. It was kind of somewhere in the middle. I right out the gate, you know how I mentioned before that I really like how Maria will do the kind of whole more breathiness to her tone, and kind of have more of that spoken and or croaky, kind of craggly sound to her voice, and I feel like it pushes more emotion into the song, and she hasn't overdone it yet. I feel like she's on the borderline of overdoing it, kind of coming straight from Turn You into Ribcage. I feel like we've kind of crossed that line a little bit to where it's okay, now it's being a little bit overused. Because when she pretty much did the whole song that way, it was just kind of okay. Now I feel like it's a little overused, for sure. 1:15. I have something about the guitar. Let's find out what was about that guitar that I liked. Beep. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. That I thought that was kind of cool. I want to say it's guitar, but fuck if I know. It could have just been an electronic effect they added in, but it sounded like something from the guitar. whether it was studio enhanced or not. They were just created on the guitar itself. It sounds like that for the guitar. I just thought that was cool. It was just kind of like a non sequitur. Just kind of came in there, just spoke a little bit, and then just went away and didn't. I don't. At least that I tracked, didn't do it again. So that was just kind of cool. It's a cool little touch there. I like that. That was interesting. It was intriguing. Caught my attention. And I said here again, I feel like it has a little bit too much no tonality. I feel like I'm getting hit with a little too much just no notes, just all spoken. I don't know. Just it feels like it was a little overdone. Not like so much as just like, oh, I'm tired of this, I'm sick of this, but it's just like a little too much, you know. It was like it was a little stale at that point. So I don't know. It's kind of how I felt in the moment for sure. Around 2 minutes here, I got something else that piqued my attention. Let's see if I can remember what that was. The extra vocal lines. Yeah, they just kind of like just like drizzled on these extra vocal lines here and there. I thought was like really cool. Let's hear some of those. There's one in there. There's like one that's kind of below them that's just kind of very. I think it has a lot of not a lot, but it has some distortion to it because you can kind of hear that that kind of thinness, kind of white sound to it. Kind of, but it just kind of it's harmonizing and just kind of staying on the same kind of note, just kind of very again very thin and just kind of e. It's the best way I can describe it. Kind of like that white sound, like you know, kind of a little bit of that. Just kind of, it's very layered out there. It's very interesting.
Straight into your eyes. Tell you there's nothing you should fear. I promise your path will be clear. And I sang you lullaby.
You hear that? That's kind of cool. It's like it's very faint. It's like there in the bottom. Like if you listen, you can hear it. But if you're not paying attention, you might miss it, kind of thing. It's interesting. Interesting. I like. So it was a nice effect. I liked it. It was pretty cool. 240. Was it 240? Yeah. Yeah, it was around 240. Because then when the last lines ended, I was like, "There's still 2 minutes left in this bitch." Like what? I'm like, that's the end of the lyrics, but there's still 2 minutes. But she repeated it. I was like, oh okay. Like I got it. I was confused. I was like, what the fuck? But yes, around 240 here. So I guess we'll just let it keep rolling in. There was a good change. I feel like there was a much needed change. She kind of actually started to just kind of yell out this end. And I thought that was a good change because I honestly thought it was gonna be that singing style from beginning to end. I thought she was gonna do the whole entire song like that. And I thought that was a nice change. It was a nice flip of the switch to end the song. And then it kind of goes till 3:30, and I was really hoping that it was just gonna be instrumental, just kind of guitar soloing, just kind of fade out to the end. I think that would have been a really good way to end it, but no, they brought the vocals back in to do it again, and then I really feel if they would just took the guitar from like 3:30 to the end, just kind of instrumentation, just kind of playing around, just being really emotional with it, and just kind of brought that to the end, just kind of started dropping out instruments like one by one, just kind of quiet ending. Just kind of a nothingness drop off at the end. I thought that would have been kind of really cool, kind of like at the end of 11:11, which technically was the end of the album. There was just kind of that, like you could hear sound still happening. There's still kind of like open air, but there was like nothing was going on except for like the slight breathing that was repeating. Um, but yeah, just kind of like you can hear stuff, but like it's kind of the song's ended, everything stopped. I was kind of hoping for kind of like instrumentation out to that kind of effect. I thought that would have been a really cool way to end the album. But then again, that would have kind of been like the same way to end the other albums. So would that have been good or would that not have been good? They changed it up, but I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, we're gonna listen to the guitar solo here for sure after the change up here around 240. We're gonna just kind of go into that until she brings the vocal line back in. And I didn't really care for bringing the vocal line back in. I kind of would have wished that they didn't. I think that would have been a really good end. Then the end we kind of got, I think, was a little disappointing because it didn't really fade off. It just kind of was the vocal line again, and then just dark instrumentation. I don't know. It was weird, but let's get this turn. Honestly, like the guitar's coming in, you got that background like and just fucking playing around. You got those heavy hits, dun dun dun. You know, just got stuff going on. Like just kind of ride that out and just slowly kind of fade out the heaviness and just come to an end. I think would have just been like fucking like epic way to end it. And then it just kind of like it's like, oh JK, we're not done yet. Back into it, and I really feel like it would have been great just to really fade that off, to really play that guitar out. But hey, I'm not the famous musician, so what do I don't know. I do not know. Just to me, that's what I would like to hear. But oh, so we have come to the end of another In This Moment album. I think I was definitely more impressed with the way they ended Blood than Black Widow, but they definitely had some fucking bangers in this fucking album, man. Like, they had some really good X Metal Barbie and Big Bad Wolf, like, perfect songs to start off the album with. Those were fucking great. I really liked Dirty Pretty. I thought it was really good. Black Widow, I think, was an attempt at something, and I just didn't think it landed. Sexual Hallucination was great. It took me on this fucking journey and this trip, and I thought that was fucking cool. It's a really great song. Excuse me. Sick Like Me. At first, I wasn't very impressed with the song. I won't say very impressed. I was just a little disappointed on kind of the balancing issues I felt like the song had. But listening back to it and just kind of isolating it as just a song and not watching the video, I think that helps as well, because there's a lot of repetitiveness from that video to some of the other videos. Just kind of listening back to the song and just focusing on the delivery and the words themselves. Like, I really like that song now. Like, I actually really like the song a lot more than I did the first time I heard it. Bloody Creature Poster Girl, I thought was good. Quite a fan. The Fighter blew me away. I've not had an emotional response to a song like that in a long time. Bones and Natural Sinner I thought was just okay. I mean, I'll probably listen to them more. I haven't listened to more than this that once, so I'll see if that maybe changes. I think Into the Darkness, straight into Out of Hell was it was a real journey into darkness for sure. It was a real just feeling emotions that you don't want to, thinking things you don't want to think about, feeling emotions that you usually don't feel, and having to think about a situation that might not be your situation, and making you comfortable with that. I just think is great. I think that's fantastic. And it was a little underwhelmed with Turn You and Ribcage ending out the album for sure. So it was like there's some really good patches of just fucking amazing, and then there was like two little patches just like, it's okay, you know. So I mean, overall, it was a great album. Like, there's only like, what I was saying, 4 songs that was just kind of like meh. Out of 15, that's fucking great. That's a great turnout. That's absolutely amazing. So, a great album. I kind of wish it ended with more of a bang, but either way, it started with a huge bang. So, but definitely really good. I think if they would have gone from, I mean, this might have been a little too much. I think the fighter needed to be in the middle, but just can you imagine if they went the fighter into the darkness and Out of Hell to end the album, like had the other ones in the middle? That would have been one hell of a way to end the album, but that's alright. That is alright. Still blown away by those three songs in general: Sex Metal Barbie, Big Bad Wolf, and The Fighter. I've listened to all 3 of those so many fucking times. They're great. They're really fucking great songs. So this was a good album. I really enjoyed this album. I still think I liked Blood a little bit more because I enjoyed the non-video, non-well-known songs more in Blood than I did in Black Widow, but still, like, both of them side by side, amazing albums. Definitely the 2 you should start with, in my opinion, so far. I mean, I don't know. I haven't listened to Ritual and Mother, and I don't know if those are the other 2, but I can find if there's the only 2. If there's 3, I can find that out here real fast. Yep, those are the only 2. 2017 Ritual, and then 2020 Mother. So by the fact that it's been every like 2 to 3 years, probably see a song in a year or 2 from now, or another album in a year or 2 from now, and I definitely want to be there for when that drops, because hopefully by that time I will have heard the other songs, or all the other albums. But who knows? That is 3, 4, 5. That is 5 albums. We still got 5 albums to go through, so who knows? But hopefully we'll be able to do that within a year. But that's also a lot of songs. I don't know. Anyways, thank you for joining me. Let me know what you thought of this album. Is it your favorite album out of all of them, or like, am I in for a treat for Ritual and Mother? Like, let me know. Let me know, like, dude, there's some fucking amazing bangers in those songs. You're gonna fucking love this song. I know Roots is pretty amazing. Black Wedding, or not, I don't know about amazing, but it's very popular. I haven't heard it. Black Wedding sounded really fucking cool from what I remember. I haven't actually I haven't actually seen any the other ones like pop up and whatnot, so I don't know if those are going to be amazing or not. Also, in Mother, I'm really looking forward to The In-Between and As Above, So Below. Like, those 2 look really fucking cool. And, of course, We Will Rock You in there with Lizzie Hale and that other girl I've never heard before. This is going to be fucking amazing. And I believe there's one in here where she actually sings with her 2 moms. Like, that sounds fucking cool. So I'm really looking forward to those 2 albums. I think they're gonna be amazing. But let me know if you're like, nah, dude, Black Widow is like the best, or it's like, oh, dude, Mother's gonna blow you fucking brains out. It's gonna be so good. Let me know. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to know what I got coming in front of me. And I will see you all